like to call to order the January 20th, 2015 Wilson School Board meeting. Could I get a roll call, please?
Here.
Mr. Earl.
Here.
Mr. Huff. Here. Mrs. Mack. Here. Mr. Martin. Here. Mr. Metzger.
Here.
Mr. Negrini.
Here.
Mrs. Reed. Here. Mr. Wolf.
Here.
9 present, none absent.
Could everyone please rise to the pledge of the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Maravich, our announcement on public participation.
There's two opportunities for the public to address the board. One is on agenda item, which is immediately before the agenda. The second is on non-agenda items, which is at the end of the meeting. These two opportunities are an opportunity to provide the board with your opinion on an issue that may come before them. It's a 3-minute opportunity, and it is not a question and answer with the board.
Is there any participation on agenda items this evening?
Not received any.
Wilson, good news. We have a lot of good news to report. First of all, Wilson West was notified that they had been recognized as a Pennsylvania School to Watch, as well as a National School to Watch. This was a 2.5-year process. 17 schools in Pennsylvania applied for the designation this year, and West was one of only 4 selected. There are currently only 37 schools with this designation in the Commonwealth out of over 800 middle schools. So congratulations to Wilson West. Also, Shiloh Hills Elementary School has recently achieved a 5% highest distinction of Title I schools based upon aggregate math and reading PSSA scores. At this point, Shiloh Hills now will be involved in a possible national honor at the Salt Lake City, Utah conference in February of 2015. So congratulations to Shiloh Hills for that distinction. We had 54 future business leaders of America participate in the regional competition at Albright College last week. 44 of those students placed between 1st and 5th place. 27 students qualified for states. 17 students were first place winners. So congratulations to those students that participated. Okay, at this time I'm looking for a motion to approve the December 15, 2014 minutes. Is there a second? Mr. Ehrlich, any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Agenda item number 1, Treasurer's Report. Dr. Chmielewski.
Mr. President, I would like to submit the following: the Treasurer's Report, Investment Report, and the General Fund Financial Reports.
Is there a second to that agenda item? Mr. Martin, any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Dr. Chmielewski.
Yes.
Mr. Earl.
Yes.
Mr. Huff.
Yes.
Mrs. Mack. Yes. Mr. Martin. Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Negrini.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
9 for, 9 against.
Agenda item number 2, payment of bills. Dr. Chmielewski.
Mr. President, I submit bills in the amount of $5,067,323.67 to be paid from the General 2014-15 Fund, $149,969.10 from the Capital Reserve 2014-15 Fund, and a whopping $6.91 from the 2010 Construction Fund to be paid in 2014-15.
Is there a second to agenda item number 2? Mrs. Mack, any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Earl.
Yes.
Mr. Huff.
Yes.
Mrs. Mack.
Yes.
Mr. Martin. Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Negrini.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
Dr. Chmielewski.
Yes.
9 for, 9 against.
Agenda item number 3, financial reports. Dr. Chmielewski.
I'd like to submit the following financial reports: Wilson Cafeteria account, Childcare account, and the activity accounts from Wilson West, Southern Middle School, and the Senior High School dated December 2014.
Is there a second to agenda item number 3? Mrs. Reed, any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Huff.
Yes.
Mrs. Mack.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Wall.
Yes.
Dr. Schiller.
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich.
Yes.
9-4, none against.
Are there any communications this evening? Agenda item number 4, ratification approval of the following. 4.1, request permission to approve the revised 2014-15 field trips and participations as attached. And 4.2, request permission for Wilson High School students to attend the Grecian Odyssey educational trip. Dates between July 5th, 2016 and July 13th, 2016. Is it 2016? Okay. No time out of school, as this trip will take place over the summer break. Cost to the students, $3,258. Zero cost to the district. Number of students to attend is to be determined, and 2 teachers going on that trip. Is there a motion to approve those 2 agenda items? Mrs. Mack, is there a second? Mrs. Reed, any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Agenda item number 5, Superintendent's report. Dr. Ruth?
Thank you, President Negrini. My report includes items in regards to extracurriculars, adding substitutes to our program, getting some professional hires on board that'll handle long-term sub situations. There are also a number of changes in status and some retirements and childbearing leaves. I do want to point out one individual who recently resigned, Ann Douglas. Ann has been a supervisor for us in our high school special education program, and Ann did a lights-out job and is somebody that we think very, very highly of and appreciate her entire time of service here with the Wilson School District. And that's my report for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Ruth. Is there a motion to approve the superintendent's report? Mr. Martin, is there a second? Mr. Ehrlich, any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Mack.
Yes.
Mr. Martin. Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Newbury.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Wall.
Yes.
Dr. Schiller.
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich.
Yes.
Mr. Opp.
Yes.
9-4, none against.
All right, under consent items, 6.1, accept with gratitude the following donations. $500 from T. Jerome and Carolyn Holleran to be used for the high school art show. $50 from Edward Santos to be used for course projects by students enrolled in the high school engineering design and development course. $200 from Mary and Dan Cummings to be used for course projects by students enrolled in the high school engineering design and development course. $160 from Sean Noah to be used for course projects by students enrolled in the high school engineering design and development course. $20 from the, pardon my pronunciation, Marcantonio Sturley to be used for course projects by students enrolled in the high school engineering design and development course. $20 from Stephanie and Mark Sturley, again, for course projects in the high school engineering design and development course. $150 from Unitex to be used for course projects by students enrolled in the high school engineering design and development course. $50 from Alcoterra LLC to be used for the high school engineering design and development course. $50 from Christopher and Diane Rice, again, to be used for students enrolled in the high school engineering design and development course. $50 from Janet Robitzer, again, to be used for projects by students enrolled in the high school engineering design and development course. $50 from Alexander Bettenenses to be used for course projects by students enrolled in the high school engineering design and development course. $250 from William and Kimberly Stambaugh, again, to be used for course projects for students enrolled in the high school engineering design and development course. And $139.50 from the Green Valley Home and School Association to be used for an after-school activity. Is there a motion to approve 6.1? Mrs. Mack, seconded by Mrs. Reed. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. All right, next under Human Resources, 7.1, requests approval of the resignation of Jennifer Page, teacher, per the terms of the agreement and release dated December 17th, 2014. 7.2, request approval to add Director of Curriculum position to Group 1 of the present Act 93 agreement effective January 1st, 2015. And 7.3 requests approval to accept the proposal with School Operations Services Incorporated for substitute special education instructional assistance. Is there a motion to approve those 3 agenda items? Mr. Metzger, seconded by Dr. Chmielewski. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Martin? Yes. Ms. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Negri?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed? Yes. Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Chmielewski?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mr. Hopps?
Yes.
Mrs. Mack? Yes. 9-4, 9 against.
Under Pupil Services,
1,
8.1.
request permission to ratify contract with Weiser Decision School, Conner Weiser Area School District to provide educational services to 1 special education student at a cost of $193.74 per day, beginning December 2nd, 2014, and ending the last student day in June 2015. 8.2, request permission to ratify contract with the Devereaux Foundation to provide educational services to 1 special education student at a per diem rate of $210 plus a 1-to-1 aid at $34 per hour beginning December 4th, 2014 and ending June 30th, 2015. 8.3, requests approval of a resolution approving and adopting student discipline waiver and consent agreement dated December 18th, 2014. 8.4, request to ratify placement of 1 17-year-old Wilson High School male on December 22nd, 2014 into the River Rock Academy at a rate of $110 per day. 8.5, requests approval of the resolution approving and adopting student discipline waiver and consent agreement dated January 8th, 2015. And finally, 8.6, request to ratify placement of 1 11-year-old Wilson Southern Middle School male on January 12th, 2015 into opportunities at a rate of $156 per day. Is there a motion to approve those agenda items? Mr. Martin, seconded by Mrs. Mack. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Negri?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed? Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Chmielewski?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mr. Hopps?
Yes.
Mrs. Mack? Yes. Mr. Martin?
Yes.
9-4, 9 against.
All right, there are no agenda items under technology and media. Under operations, we'll start with 10.1. These are change orders. Request approval of the change orders to the following natatorium contracts to E.R. Stubner Incorporated, an increase of $21,107.45, and to Pagoda Electrical Incorporated, a decrease of $97,176.87. The percentage to date for change orders for the natatorium project is 3.05% of the total original contract amount. This amount is still under the budgeted amount for the project. Is there a motion to approve 10.1? Mrs. Reed, is there a second? Mr. Wolf, questions or comments? Mr. Martin?
I just want to make a comment. Just the way this was put together, get out, you have 2 separate entities doing different work under the contracts. What we're still seeing is the Stubner is well over 3%. If you look at Stubner's change orders, they exceed 5%. And while the total may be 3.05, this particular entity is way over.
That entity also had to do with a lot of change orders that were due to not knowing what was underneath structurally.
The point is there should be recourse here. We should not be burdened with this type of overages. I understand what you're saying, Steve, but that's not the way it works. If I was doing a construction project, and I've done many, you don't let this type of things get out of control. 5% is way too much. Anyway, that's it.
Any other comments on 10.1?
Kyle, for the Stubner, I know in the update you had what constituted, or maybe you can go through exactly what. I wasn't clear from the update.
When they demoed the locker room there, in fact, that's where the dehumidification unit sits on that roof. When they demoed that area, and they looked at the plan to see the steel they needed to address that unit on the roof, they had to beef up the walls with more steel, because there wasn't steel, as much steel in there as they thought before they demoed everything. So they had to beef that steel up to carry the steel supports on the roof in order to sit the big dehumidification unit on top.
And Kyle, if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe back in the pool was built in the early 60s, the requirements for as-built, is that correct, are not as stringent as they are now, and which has led to some of these things being uncovered after you do demolition. Is that correct?
Any other comments on 10.1?
Just to mention, do we feel this is the end of it at this point?
Yeah, there might be one or two left, but the big ones that we sat down and talked about, negotiated down with Stubner and with Pagoda and the contractors are pretty much done. That's done. There might be one or two left over, small amounts, and some that will actually getting a little bit back that they didn't use all the money of it. It should be coming close to the end. One thing is, Bonnie Sowers has left EI, so there's a little bit of a delay until the new guy comes in and familiarizes himself with what's going on with this project until we can sit down for this last time and hash the last couple out and bring this to a close.
And Diane, I believe that the meeting that you and Kyle had with Stubner, and there was about a 4-hour-long meeting, wasn't it, where you went over all the details to make sure everything was in compliance?
Has there been resolution in any other issues or through that? Not great.
There's still some things we're looking through there. Yeah, we have been back a number of times to address some things, and there's still a couple of outstanding things.
We get a roll call on 10.1, please.
Mrs. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Shinalski?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mr. Hop?
Yes.
Mrs. Neck? Yes. Mr. Martin? Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. DeGreen?
Yes.
8 for, 1 against.
10.2, request permission to use capital reserve funds for the purchase of additional panic buttons from SAH Incorporated, 50 Museum Road, Reading, PA, for 5 locations district-wide at a cost not to exceed $4,900. 10.3, request permission to use capital reserve funds for the purchase of a portable stage from SICO, SICO America Incorporated, Minneapolis, Minnesota, under Pennsylvania CoStar's pricing at a cost not to exceed $43,000. And 10.4, request permission to use capital reserve funds for the high school auditorium upgrades as follows. Auditorium dressing room upgrades with work to be completed by Farino at a cost not to exceed $8,300. Is there a motion to approve those agenda items? Mrs. Mack, seconded by Mrs. Reed. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Shinalski?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mr. Hop?
Yes.
Mrs. Neck? Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. DeGreen?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed? Yes. 9 for, none against.
Under Finance, 11.1, requests approval of the budget transfers dated December 11th, 2014 through January 14th, 2015. 11.2, request permission to submit the following delinquent accounts to the Berks County Tax Claim Bureau: 2 Spring Township 2013 April interim tax bills, 15 Berkshire Heights 2014 real estate tax bills, 1 Berkshire Heights 2014 installment bill, 37 Sinking Spring Borough 2014 real estate tax bills, 2 Sinking Spring Borough 2014 installment bills, 47 Lower Heidelberg 2014 real estate tax bills, 5 Lower Heidelberg 2014 installment bills, 189 Spring Township 2014 real estate tax bills, and 31 Spring Township 2014 installment bills. Is there a motion to approve those 2 agenda items? Mr. Ehrlich, is there a second? Mr. Wolf, any questions or comments? Mr. Martin?
It seems like there's a lot more this year, and maybe it's just me, but is this abnormal?
No, it's actually less. I'm sorry, I should have put that in your update, and I'd rather do that after your update. So, since 2011, we had 2.4% uncollectibles, and this year we are down to 1.39, which is phenomenal. So it's 1.39 of the total real estate taxes is turned over, and that's a great percentage. So
Same number?
Decreased.
Decreased number as well?
Yes, everything
Okay.
is decreased over the last 4 years.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Dr. Shimeleski?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mr. Hop?
Yes.
Mrs. Mack? Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Negrini?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed? Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
9-4, no against.
Under Curriculum and Staff Development, 12.1, request permission to add the following textbook for instruction: pre-calculus, graphical, numerical, algebraic. Copyright date 2015 for honors pre-calculus, grade levels 10th and 11th grade. Is there a motion to approve 12.1? Dr. Chmielewski, is there a second? Mr. Ehrlich, any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mr. Hop?
Yes.
Mrs. Mack? Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Negrini?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed? Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Shimeleski?
Yes.
9-4, no against.
All right, nothing under transportation, under food and cafeteria. 14.1, requests ratification of the following food service bid contracts through Berks County Joint Purchasing. Grocery products from January 1st, 2015 through June 30th, 2015 for $123,325.15 through Feasers Incorporated, Cisco Central of Pennsylvania, and U.S. Foods. And paper products, January 1st, 2015 through June 30th, 2015 at a cost of $42,099.24 through Singer Equipment Company. Is there a motion to approve 14.1? Mr. Martin, seconded by Mrs. Reed. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Hop?
Yes.
Mrs. Mack? Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Negrini?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed? Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Shimeleski?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
9-4, no against.
Under Childcare, 15.1, request to approve to contract with Rossi Window Manufacturing for the purchase of 12 replacement windows at Berkshire Heights Early Learning Center. Approximate cost of the project is $3,799.80. All costs will be paid for by Wilson Childcare, no cost to the district. And 15.2, request to approve to contract with Farino for the installation of those replacement windows. Approximate cost of the project, $7,200. All costs will be paid for by Wilson Childcare, no cost to the district. Is there a motion to approve those two agenda items? Mr. Metzger, seconded by Mrs. Mack. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Mack? Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Negrini?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed? Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Shimeleski?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mr. Hop?
Yes.
9-4, no against.
Under extracurricular, 16.1, requests approval of the revised facility rental rates as attached. Is there a motion to approve 16.1? Mrs. Mack, is there a second? Mr. Wolf, any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Negrini?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed? Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Shimeleski?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mr. Hop?
Yes.
Mrs. Mack? 9-4, none against.
Under policies, this is the second reading of Policy 113.2, Behavior Support for Students with Disabilities, and Policy 113.3, Special Education Evaluations and Independent Educational Evaluations at Public Expense. No vote is necessary this evening. All right, on to committee reports. BCTC, Mr. Metzger.
The JOC BCTC has not met since our last meeting, but our next scheduled meeting will be next Wednesday, January 28th at 7 o'clock. BCTC East is
Thank you. PCIU, Mrs. Reed.
Okay, first of all, we have to state the date. School conventions and it's Thursday, May 7th. So this is something we try to get as many of us to go to as we can. So write it down so you know it's May 7th. Second thing is the mandated services budget. We will be voting on that. That will be coming forward. But there will be an increase this year. It's the first increase in 7 years, and it's 2.1
2.5%, amounts to $1,733.87. So we will be voting on that at a future meeting. And the third thing I have is that the BCIU is going to be publishing a county legislative directory. It's really rather nice. You open it up, shows you your legislative districts and your senatorial districts, so you can look at where we are and see exactly who your senators are and your representatives. Then you can go back to another page and it lists them all, addresses, pictures, etc. So everybody on the board will get one of these. It will be coming. Mike, are you going to do any of this other, or shall I go ahead? Okay. She gave us a legislative update, and it said that the nation received an overall grade of C on the 2015 report card. Pennsylvania was a B- and ranks 8th in the nation. So, good news, bad news there.
There were no A's.
Pardon?
There were no A's.
Yeah. So it's all.
The gaming revenue from the slot machines has fallen for the second straight year. And we're still facing a $35 billion PSERS debt and a total of $15 billion pension debt for the state of Pennsylvania when I add in the policemen and people like that. So, pretty big problem, and our new governor is going to have to hopefully deal with that.
Gee, there's a surprise.
And that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Mrs. Reed. Berks EIT, Mrs. Richards.
We had our first meeting of the year as a merged entity, so that got together last week. We had great attendance. There were 27 of the 34 delegates present at that meeting, so it was well attended. Unfortunately, we accepted the resignation of the executive director. She is taking on a business venture with her husband, who is self-employed, so she has turned in her resignation. So we appointed her assistant as the acting executive director and are currently actively pursuing a new executive director for our bureau. Other topics that we talked about, we are looking into our lease at the current location is expired, so we did a 1-year renewal and are actually working with that to look at some potential other locations. So that's on our docket. We approved the 2015 budget for the year. We are also looking into an unfortunate incident with the PSERS. As you know, here at the school district, our Social Security and our PSERS reimbursements are reimbursed half back by the state. So we have a net cost of half of that. The EIT Bureau is getting reimbursed. They're part of PSERS because they are basically operated by the school districts. They have been being reimbursed for their Social Security, but in the review of the budget, it has turned out that they have not been being reimbursed for their PSERS. So we are digging into that, trying to find out why, getting to the bottom of it, and trying to get that revenue back to the EIT. So that's something we're actively pursuing. We're also looking into new compliance measures. We will be installing some new semantics with trying to work with our local district attorney's office and having our solicitor actually prosecute for non-filers and aggressively going after some of those individuals, installing penalties and actually enforcing them. We are going to, within the next year, require all employee PERS to file electronically. Instead of just the way it is now, it's 50 employees or more, you must file electronically. Unless you're not required. However, federal and state require electronic filing, so we're going to go the same way on the local realm. That will all cut down on staff and save costs ultimately. And we are going to be creating committees like we have here at the school district. So there will be a finance committee, an HR committee, a facilities committee, and a technology committee to help work on moving the IT forward with small committees to work with the staff and the executive director. And our next meeting is the end of February, where hopefully we will be approving a new executive director.
Thank you. Curriculum, Mrs. Reed.
Our next meeting will
A couple updates with our winter sports program. If you remember last year, we had both our boys and girls basketball teams win the county championship. So this year has been a little bit of a rebuilding year, certainly not for lack of effort from our athletes and our coaches, but the boys team has a record currently of 6-10. Our girls team has a record of 5-10. Wrestling is doing well with a record 11-5. Both boys and girls swimming are having a great year, 7-1 for the boys and 8-0 for the girls. And a reminder, I think we discussed it before, our own Roy Snyder celebrated his 50th year in coaching, so he clearly has not lost his edge at this point, and
That's
hopefully
just
we'll get
coaching at
another,
Wilson.
yeah, hopefully we'll get another 20 out of him at this point. So, boys bowling at 17-4, girls bowling at 14-7. Ice hockey at 3-10-2, and our rifle team is having a good time, but their record is currently 0-5. And I know Mr. Kaufman got out to see a rifle competition, was very impressed. Despite maybe not winning the meet, they were very impressed with our student athletes. So that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf. I have no report regarding facilities. Our next meeting is Tuesday, February 3rd. Finance, Mr. Ehrlich.
We'll be presenting the preliminary budget to the board on the next meeting, February 2nd. That's it.
HR, Mr. Hopp.
No report?
Legislative, Mr. Martin.
Well, it's not much to say, other than the new gentleman took office today, and I was going to have, to take a little while. We did transition to have a CBA from the BICBA, was to transition team, and the BICBA stance is that you can't do what you want to do, so I remember being in those meetings. I think the next 30 days will, kind of show us what's going to happen. I don't see anything really happening, so I guess it's going to be status quo. There's a big, Carol mentioned that number. It's a big number, it's not going to go away, although unfortunately some folks think it's going to go away.
Just to the new governor's cabinet, I was interested to see that the new Secretary of Education is a Minister of Revenue superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. PR.
Ms. Crane.
It's a hard report in there, but currently working on the Wilson Pride. Because of there have been some closures in the post office, it's taking a little bit longer to mail, so we've been building some more time. But this one's slated to mail mid-February. Something that doctors and I have been doing since the fall was trying to make the rounds to all the faculty meetings, which we completed at the beginning of January. Just as an opportunity for the faculty to remember that I'm a resource for them to share the positive activities and projects they're doing with their students, as well as to let them know what the Education Foundation is doing. And then also I had listed that Dr. Flannery, Amy Flannery was in the Writing Eagle at the end of the year graph of what people were doing in schools, both personally and professionally. And there was also a piece in the Writing Eagle about Roy Snyder's 50th anniversary before that celebration that was on January 10th.
Thank you. Technology, Dr. Jones.
No report.
Student Outreach, Ms. O'Shea.
On Friday, Wilson Mini-Thon hosted with Friends of committees and with faculty the first what we will be becoming annual Duncan Guidance basketball game. Wilson faculty won the game with over 500 local amounts to support our team, so that was awesome. And Mini-Thon is currently 24 days away, and we are happy to announce that we are well on our way to our goal, and we are busy finalizing the event, and we appreciate all the support from our community.
And just to I was at a PAC meeting this morning at the BCTC, and Rick Wolf, who's assistant to the superintendent over at Governor Mifflin, commented on how well the event was run and what a great job our students did, and it was just something he thought was really outstanding, and looking forward to continuing that in the future.
Thank you. Education Foundation, Ms. Kramer.
At the last board meeting, I had mentioned that I've been working with Steve Good on planning new summer camps as a new program that will be offered this coming summer, and the idea is that we'll bring in additional revenue for the foundation while presenting new opportunities for our students. So right after that last board meeting, I'm going to email to go out to all faculty as an opportunity to provide input if they would be interested in teaching a summer camp and provide certain topics. We had a great response. We had about over 50 suggestions. And the first week back after the winter break, Steve and Dr. Amy Flannery and I met and reviewed those suggestions and narrowed it down to about 25. So we're currently reaching back out to those teachers to get some further descriptions on those camps. and then we'll be creating an online catalog with those offerings, and we'll be promoting that in the next Pride in February and March as people start to think of the warmer months and looking for opportunities for their children of what they can do over the summer. Iron Chef planning is going really well. We've had several sponsors from last year commit to support the event again, and we're looking to do outreach to additional businesses that the district supports. Hopefully they'll also support this event. We have over 20 restaurants committed to participate and just had the tickets printed, so they will be going for sale shortly. And the next foundation board meeting is actually this Friday, January 23rd. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Maravich, anything to report?
No report.
Is there any other business this evening from the board members?
Just FYI, at the call coordinators, I'm probably the biggest cheerleader in the varsity cheerleaders squad here at and the girls, varsity cheerleaders, are leaving to go to Dallas, Texas this Friday to participate in the NCAA National High School and Junior High Championships in the Dallas Texas. So they're competing against teams from literally from Hawaii to maybe some of their divisions they compete in schools, obviously Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, sounds like CC. So hopefully the girls do well, but I just wanted to make everyone aware of their hard work and competition.
Good luck to them. Any other business from the board this evening? Is there any public participation on non-agenda items this evening? All right. Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting?
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Mrs. Mack, is there a second to adjourn the meeting? Mr. Hopp? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you.